Good evening, Mary Gearin with ABC News. There are concerns tonight about how well one of the state's largest private COVID testing providers is coping. It comes as the state records its highest ever jump in cases in a day. More than 2,700 new infections have been reported, a rise of more than 30% on yesterday. And another 4 people have died with the virus. The state's testing system is being pushed to the brink, and the government is working to help resolve the problems at a private testing company. Emilia Terzon begins our coverage.
Hugo and Murphy are back in fresh air after a long isolation with their owners.
Waited in line for 2 hours and clocked the sign that said results back in 24 to 36 hours, and 119 hours later we got our negative results.
Natalia and Matt spent 5 days at home over Christmas awaiting COVID tests by private pathology lab Foresight.
Now we've lost time that we can't get back. It's just gone now. So yeah, devastating.
Marnie's family also got caught out by Foresight.
It was really stressful and really disappointing to not get me and my 2 kids' results before Christmas.
Their PCR tests eventually came back negative, but they all still have symptoms, and 12-year-old Gus is now returning positive rapid tests. So they've retested with a state-run clinic. The pathology lab hasn't yet responded to questions from the ABC about the delays.
There has been one testing clinic, Foresight, who have had some challenges in dealing with the workload there. The Department of Health, I'm advised, are working with that company.
Across the state, more and more people are queuing for tests, putting the system under increasing strain.
Many of the people who are getting tested at the moment are doing so in order to comply with interstate travel rules. The government is urging holidaymakers to get their tests done after midday so that people who are actually unwell can be prioritised.
The delay is not just an inconvenience for people. It also, means you can't effectively control the outbreak because you don't know who's positive, so you don't know who you need to, contact and quarantine or isolate.
As Victorians stay out and about with COVID measures like QR codes, details have emerged about a court battle between the Health Department and WorkSafe earlier this year. It called into question the security of private contact tracing data.
We have to trust the system. We've got to keep checking in. But the government's got to give us an assurance that the material that we are checking in and recording is not going to go to private companies.
The state says the pandemic legislation ensures that data can only be accessed in very rare events, and it's still promising a restriction-free New Year's Eve. Those still awaiting test results hope that they'll be out of isolation in time to enjoy it. Emilia Terzon, ABC News.